Hello and welcome to my live demonstration screencast of my Milestone 1 iteration of a website. So this is basically the first page that you land on, or the land ship page, or basically the home page. And on the right side over here, I have all this code that I'm here to demonstrate for this website that I created. So to start off with, I think I should show the sitemap. So basically, how this uh, website is built is on 4 different pages. We have the home page, which we are looking at here. We have an about me page, which you can see a link to right here. We have a photos page, which has a link right here. And then we have a quick links, which links to other pages, and that is right here. So I say we go ahead and start off with the home page by looking at the code for all of this. And basically I can pull up the sitemap as well to show. So let's zoom in over here to the home page. As you can see in the above URL right here, the tab title says homepage.html. So this is the page we're looking at. If we look over at the sitemap, we have a page title, which is my name. That is the page title. Then we have an HR horizontal line, as you can see with this light sea green color. Then we have 3 links within the middle area, which is link 1, link 2, then link 3. We close off with another HR horizontal line, and then we have a closing text component, which is right here. So this is what the sitemap for this looks like. Now to go over to the code aspect, as you can see, we start off with our basic boilerplate. I introduce the head section. Within the head section, I have some meta tags, very basic stuff. Then I have the web page title listed right here. Then I actually use a CSS styling section as highlighted by this line of code. And for first, I style the body. I give general CSS styling for the formatting, the text of the body, the background color, which is black. Then I use div components, and the child nodes are basically all the items within this area. So this is actually an invisible div occupying this space, and these are the child nodes within it. Obviously, I give it a font size and I give it a spacing size. And then I move on to the A, which is the font color for page links. So the actual links that we be clicking, this is the format for it. We have a light green font, and we also gave it a font weight of bold. Next is the actual title CSS. So for where my name is indicated right here, the page title, there is its own class where I adjust the font size again, and I just adjust the font color. And lastly, for my CSS styling, I have an end of web page formatting, which is basically for this piece of content right here. And I basically give it an alignment of center, a font color of white, a font size, and a font weight of bold. So now moving into the actual body section, because now the head and style sections are closed, we'll be moving into the body section. So we have our page title. This is how I wrote out the page title. I just aligned it, gave it a class, which we were able to see. This is the actual first green line we see. Then moving on, we have the div container I was mentioning earlier. And within this div container, we have the child nodes, the link 1, which is basically about me, link 2, which is the photos webpage, and link 3, which is the quick links webpage. And obviously I use A tags to reference this stuff. And so then that's the end of the div. And then we move on to the second horizontal green line, which is indicated right here. And then the closing text, end of body, and then end of HTML document with some credentials to indicate that it was actually I who created this. So now if you go back to our sitemap, we can see that from the home page, we can go to the About Me page, we can go to the Photos page, and we can go to Quick Links. So we might as well start off and go to the About Me page. So here we go. Now looking over at the wireframe for this item right here, we'll scroll over a little bit, and then the About Me page, which as you can see right here, it says about me.html, is this wireframe. Obviously we have the page title again, an HR horizontal line. Then here's where it's different. We have a border, as I have indicated right here, with some text in it. So obviously we have the border right here, and then here is the text within this div box. And then we have one link, which is going to take us back to the home page. As you can see, the return link. Now, if you go over to the the coding aspect of this, we can see obviously same boilerplate starting web page title, and then we have another CSS section. Now, the only ones that I really made new was obviously I still have some body formatting. I have the link formatting, I have a title format, and then I have the child node formatting, which mostly applies to anything below the horizontal line. And I added another CSS styling section, which is a box, which has a border, 2 pixels solid light sea green. I gave it some padding as well, gave it a font weight of bold, and I limited the maximum width the box could go. So this is why this area does not go all the way to the ends, is because of the max width attribute. And then obviously I gave it a font size, and the reason it's 90% is because since I already indicated the font size in the child nodes area, which these are all child nodes underneath the horizontal line, I had to reduce it to obviously fit the kind of formatting I was going for. That's the end of the CSS section, end of the head section, and then we get straight into the body section. So obviously we start off with the page title, which is about me. We give our first horizontal green line, and then we have our div container, which is basically the box. Well, actually it's not. The div container is just all items underneath the horizontal line, as I mentioned earlier. I could change this up a little bit, but for now, this is how we shall leave it. Obviously I have the text, which as you can see, it says text, and even here I had it labeled text. So it should be pretty straightforward how this is, showing. I use certain, attributes and font styles, like the big tag on the name Shazeb, and the italicized it as well. And then this was all within a text was all within a p tag. And then I created a return link tag that goes back to the homepage.html. And then that is the end of all the child nodes within this page. And then obviously end of body, end of the HTML document. And then if you go back to our sitemap, we can see that from About Me, there's only one place it could go. Is once the About Me page has been reached, it can only go back to the home page. So now we'll click our link and we'll see we are absolutely, truly back at our home page. Now from here, I think we should check out Quick Links. So we're going to go to this right side here. We're going to go to Quick Links. And as you can see, like this has a couple things going on here. So I'll open up the wireframes, and here's the Quick Links area down here, as indicated by the web tab browser title. And then obviously we have our page title again. We have our first HR horizontal line. Then we have a border again, which is here's the border. And then we have 2 links, link 1 and link 2. And then we have our return link as well, which will return us back to the home page. So now if we go to the Quick Links tab, we can see that obviously boilerplate again, meta tags, tab title. Then we have our start of our CSS section. And the only difference in here is I created a links class specifically for the A tag to color these to be basically light green. Basically there's this A tag as well, which I could change, but the only reason I kept this here is because this A tag is specifically for the go back to home page, and this A links is specifically for links, which are these two right here. and obviously the title, and then the child nodes, which are pretty much within a div. So we'll check out what the div is, and then obviously basic body styling done over here and such. Well, that's the end of the style section, end of the head section, and we're going to move into the body section. So from here we see the page title, yes. Then we have a the green horizontal line. I could just put that there real quickly, save that, and then here's the div container. So within the div container we have every item below the horizontal line. So all of these items is pretty much a child node of the page. So within this list we have an unordered list of links. So I created an unordered list, but the reason you can't see the bullet points is because I did list down none, so you cannot see the bullet points. Created a border around the list items, gave it some padding, gave the border a max width of 75% of the page, screen size, and then some font sizing as well. So if you see first link, we can see that it is within a list item and a tag, and this target opens blank, meaning that it is not going to open within self onto this page. So if you go ahead and press personal website, we can see that we are opened up in a new tab area, which is a link to my other website, also made creating HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But we're going to close out of this because we're going to go back to here. And for a second now, I want to pull up the sitemaps. So as we can see on the sitemaps, when it comes to quick links, one of the areas you could go is to two different pages. So first, when we click this, the personal website page. So if you go back and click, check it out, our quick links, we also have link 2, which is our Instagram link. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And as you can see within another browser, my Instagram page is opened up as well. So we'll close that, look at the sitemap, went to the Instagram link, but from here you cannot return to quick link. So there's no indication of how to get back there and no indication from here how to get back. But they are opened up in a new tab, so this tab should not close. Then if you look at where quick links is supposed to go, from the go back to home page, it can only go from quick links back to the home page. We're going to click the button. As you can see, we are back at the home page. And just to finish it off, that was our list of unordered items. Obviously here was our return link as indicated by this piece of code right here. End of the div, child nodes, end of the body, end of HTML document. So let's go back to home page and check out our very last item, which is our photos.html. Now to tell about what this page is, we just go into the photos as far as type map interaction. So from the home page you reach the photos page, and from the photos page you can only return back to home page. So that is to be noted. Now we're going to go to the wireframes just so we can pay attention. And here's the wireframe for the photo section. Let me scroll over a little bit. So we have full view of the photos.html. So we'll click it. As you can see, we reached the photos.html as indicated by the tab. Now to compare the sitemap to the actual site, as you can see, we have a page title, and then here is the page title right here. You have an HR horizontal line, and here is the HR horizontal line. We have our border as indicated by this border right here. Within the border, we have an image, and the image is right here, which is a profile picture. And then we have the image caption right below the image as indicated by this text right here. Then we have our return link as indicated by this right here. So this is pretty much all our entirety of our wireframes. and our navigation pretty much as far as the sitemaps. The only place to go from here is from the go back to homepage, and we'll go back to homepage. But now let's check out the content of the code. So boilerplate starting again, head section meta tags, web page tab title. Then we lean into our CSS styling section right here. So for this, I have a div.image box, so which is basically the border box to hold the images in. So this border you guys see is the actual div.image box class. And then I also have a .image class for any photos inserted within a box. They have a max width space of 60%. So when viewing on mobile device or, you know, desktop device or tablet device, the size of this picture will change depending on the max screen size. Obviously, we still have some child nodes to work with. We have a title CSS section, links, a tag reference section, and then body formatting section. And yeah, so we'll move down, end of CSS styling, end of head section. Then we move into the body. As you can see, we have the page title, and with the page title, we have the horizontal green line. Save that real quickly. Then we enter our div for child nodes. As you can see, once again, everything that is below this green horizontal line is a child node. So for the child nodes we have is number one. Oh, it is actually within another box too. So I have two divs. So anything under the horizontal line is a child node. And then anything within, so then we have the box, which is the div. So the div was created using a class called image box. So within it we have the image. As you can see, I give it a alt text, and if the image doesn't show, it's obviously connected to the CSS class called image. Then we have the image caption section with a specific font color and a line height for further formatting, and then all of that is within a p tag. Then that's the end of the basically the post border, and then we move on to the return link, and then that's the end of the div that contains all the child nodes, end of the body, end of the HTML. And yes, this is pretty much, and if you look at our sitemap again, obviously from photos, we go back to homepage, click that. We are now back at homepage. So this is pretty much my workings of this first iteration. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you.